Today we're gonna go Chanel jersey bag on fleek style. Some of these bags are 20 years, 25 plus years old, or even older. You probably don't know what really happened to it before it joins your collection. They're understated, but when you see them, you're like, oh, I like them. Or if you don't like them, it's okay. First of all, welcome back to a brand new video. My name's Vivian and welcome to my first luxury. Today I want to make a dedicated video, talk about some of my favorite Chanel vintage jersey pieces. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the pros and cons on Chanel jersey bags from my experience. I am very lucky that I happen to own a few pieces and I have used them. I have accepted their flaws. If you're somebody who is looking into purchasing something a little bit different, or if you're looking to add a different material, I'm going to be talking about everything I think you need to know about the jersey material. First of all, you like coffee or tea? If it's Chanel, I think I would choose both. What about you? Let me know in the comment area below. We know that leather and fabric are two different types of materials and there's pros and cons. Leather is treated, so basically they are resistant to some degree of water exposure, and also the color most likely won't rub off. I know some of you are going to challenge me, but I understand that we all have different experiences and lifestyle is also different, and we even live in different environment throughout the world. So sometimes the type of material you choose are also dependent on the climate zone that you live in, but I'm not going to get into the scientific aspect of it. I'm just going to be telling you guys, you know, some of my experiences with these beautiful bags and some things to look out for if you're considering buying a jersey bag. If you're spending the money buying a brand new piece of handbag from a boutique, I wouldn't necessarily recommend you to buy jersey bags. The price for leather Chanel handbags, classic flaps, are around $6,000. I'm just giving you the ballpark, don't quote me on that. And for jersey, it's probably gonna be a couple $100 less. So when you're trying to make that decision whether buy leather or fabric, I would say go for the leather, because you know, it's just a couple $100 more. You're getting something that could be stored for longer periods of time if you take care of your handbag. And I'm not downgrading jersey though in this point. I just think, you know, if you have that kind of budget, it's better to go with something that are widely known for being durable and everything. If you're thinking to expand your collection and start looking for something in the other varieties, whether it be, you know, PVC or it be patent leather or it could be jersey, in this video for us, I do think that it's really good to buy a jersey handbag on the secondary or even vintage market like both of these. Reason why is because, you know, value wise, I do think the jersey bags don't hold up the value as much as leather handbags do. That's obvious, it's a fact, I'm not making it up. So on secondary market, you can find a lot more jersey handbags that have depreciated a lot more compared to leather handbags. For example, a leather handbag of this style, if it's caviar, it's going to have the highest value. As we know, they recently bumped up the retail price by 20%. So the square minis are probably around $4,100. And you know, a vintage piece that's 20 years old is now only just $500 less. You know what I mean? But for the jersey, I paid around $2,000 for this bag, and it's literally in almost new condition. However, I'm going to show you some close-up now. It's natural for the fabrics to have its own kind of texture. On this one, from the front of the bag, you can see that there are some ripples, but they're very minimal, and because it's pink, you can just override that. You can pretend it's not there. I do think it's something that I can totally live with because the overall condition of the handbag is very, very pristine. So I'm okay with a little bit of ripple on the front flap. If you turn it around, you can also kind of like, you know, very mildly, you can see some textures and the ripple throughout, but I think on the front side it's a little bit more obvious. This is one of the things you should consider if you want to buy a jersey handbag, is you're okay with, you know, jersey display its characteristics. If you're okay with that, you can buy a jersey handbag. I have talked about this bag, I think, in a couple of other videos that I made, but I'm going to mention it again because this is my first jersey that I got for myself, and I paid under $2,000 for this bag, and right now I think it's easily $2,300. So the little flaw that this handbag has right off the bat when I bought it is that on the front here there is a little bit of pulling happening, so it's obvious that there is a pull mark, and I have taken it to leather shops around Beverly Hills just to see if they could fix it. I went into Chanel store, I consulted with my friends that work at Chanel. Unfortunately, it's not a part of the service that Chanel offers. I don't know if it's because they don't no longer have this type of material to replace it. Like I said, I learned to live with this little flaw because it's kind of like a man-made flaw. It's not something that, you know, once my ring pulls on the material, it's gonna loosen up the thread. It's not really in the way, and I personally don't smoke, so if you're someone who smokes a lot, maybe you should be a little bit careful when your bag has the condition like this. This bag just gives me the experience of being the most luxurious handbag, because on the inside of the bag is leather lined like all of the classic flaps. It's just the exterior that's finished with jersey, and you can see that the inside is just beautiful. If you're going to purchase your first jersey handbag, unless you have something in mind that you're going after, I would say go for something that's a little bit darker. It's definitely not jeans, but it's like, you know, a type of fabric that is super soft. It feels like wool. I don't know if Chanel changed the material later on, but this is definitely something that I really love. And also this bag has a reissue chain. I just think it's so cute. I love how the reissue chain sits on my shoulder, and I just love this detail. So this is another tip that you should look out for, whether or not your lifestyle is going to be suitable for this type of handbags. But don't feel restricted, because it's really not that hard to take care of handbags. And you know, if you just like genuinely pays attention to what you're wearing, or like how to avoid things, I think it's okay. And lastly, here comes my most recent prize, this beautiful Chanel Coco flap. Probably when you first see it right off the bat, you're gonna be like, okay, it's a black bag with gold hardware, and you're absolutely right. This material is supposedly a smooth kind of surface compared to this type of jersey. It's a little bit fuzzier. This is just like that smooth, satiny, but right now it's worn, which brings me to the next point, which is there has been some sun damage on the handbag. Yes, I know it's not leather, but it could also happen to jersey as well. You could see a little bit more color fading on the front flap here. On the side of it, you can also see the color also comes off a little bit more reddish, probably in the mix of the jersey material. It could be that this bag was displayed in the display window for the longest time, so when the sun hits, over time it faded this material. But if I didn't say any of that, could you tell it's suntanned? Probably not. So I feel like I'm finding things to say something that's not good about jersey, but it's definitely good to be cautious and to learn from other people's experiences. So when you're making these purchases, you can make better decisions. But nonetheless, I do think the condition of this beautiful bag is something that I'm willing to take up, I'm willing to accept. So I just love how it looks. And if I open up the flap, you can see that, you know, on the inside of the material, it is a lot more black than the front side, so that I can confirm that there had been a little bit of a color fading on the front flap. But other than that, all leather lined, it's just beautifully made. The price for this has gone up insane, and if you have watched my other videos where I talked about whether or not Chanel recent price shift is going to impact the vintage market, I'm going to link it up here, or check the description box to make sure you watch that video. You'll probably agree with me on some points. one last thing that all bags share in common is that if you're buying secondhand or vintage, which is, you know, pretty much our only other choice besides buying from the boutique, you should be on the lookout when the seller lists the description of the handbag, because some of these bags are 20 years old, 25 plus years old, or even older. You probably don't know what really happened to it before it joins your collection, so it's good to be thorough when you're reading the descriptions. Because I bought this beautiful vanity case. Yes, I did decorate it up. I'm still in the process of designing a little, you know, strap for it. This bag is in such a great condition, and when I saw it, I was just like, I'm gonna have to just get it, and then if I don't like it, I can still change my mind. But I ended up keeping her, considering the fact that it is been used and still kept pretty well. I accepted that, you know, there had been a little bit of that kind of like musty smell, and I have talked to my friend Barbara about this because she is a vintage queen. She has the most collectible vintage collection. I'm gonna pop her up over here, and if you want to check her channel, she does a lot of unboxings. It's phenomenal. You should check it out. So she told me that she actually googled and used vodka to clean the inside of the leather. I was still very scared to try that, but I can see it from a logic point. Vodka has a very high alcohol content in there, so I could see why it could kill off some of the, you know, the mold, bacteria, whatever. So I have yet to try that, but my point is to make sure you read the description and make sure there's no any other extensive like unacceptable smell. Besides that, I think you're ready to go. You can get a jersey handbag now. I really hope you enjoyed some of the tips and the thoughts that I have shared in this video. I would love for you to join my first luxury because I am so excited for all of the other upcoming videos. If you have any questions or if there's anything I didn't get to address, I hope you leave a comment and let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care now, guys. Bye.